Welcome to Focal Point. In the aftermath of the Charlie Kirk assassination, God has been speaking in powerful ways and moving in a way where many people are distancing themselves from what has been known as leftist ideology, the cultural elite. They're seeing the crumbling and the consequences that have been reaped by those that have been really proposing and pushing and propagandizing, and then also trying to promote values that are contrary to those of this nation. Charlie Kirk said, what did he want to be remembered for? That he had courage of his religious beliefs and his faith. And that's what we want to be in this hour. You know, it says in the book of Revelation, right in the end, it says those that are thrown in the lake of fire, you see who's right at the top there? Cowards. People are saying, you know what, I've been quiet. I just kind of looked the other way. I kind of said, well, what are you going to do with all this kind of stuff that's going on in television and Hollywood and all that? Now people are starting to wake up. But we're going to wake up with a good spirit. And we can see people converted to the Lord and change if we listen and if we love them. I'll give you some examples. Number one, my sister, she was drinking 16, 17 drinks a night. She threw my dad down the steps. She was so opposed to the things of God and her life. But you know what? I reached out to her. I loved her. I took her on a vacation. I did everything I could. And then one day I brought her to a picnic and she was there and she heard the word. And guess what? She repented. And she went on to be a missionary in the Philippines. How about Nicky Cruz, David Wilkerson, who's in heaven now? He was among the gangs in New York. He went there. And Nicky told him, he said, David, he said, if you tell me God loves me, I'll cut you up in 1,000 pieces. And David said to him, Nicky, you can cut me up in 1,000 pieces, and you're still going to hear everyone say that God loves you. Those words haunted Nicky. God brought them back to him that night, and Nicky was converted. And for the last, 60 years, he's been evangelizing. You can see these kind of situations. A guy that played in our band, he sat with me once, and he said, what do I need God for? I got this girl, I got my business, I got money and everything. And I said to him, I said, Joe, that was not his name. I said, Joe, I love you. And I continue to love him in a strong way. And you know what? Things started to fall apart in his life. Illness, his business collapsed, his wife died, and I was able to, with another friend, lead him to the Lord right on his deathbed. There's so many examples like this. And you know, I thought, well, let me give you just one more of this one. I thought of this one. We had a neighbor. She did not like what we represented, what we stood for. And I'll tell you this. My wife one day said, Larry, this particular woman, there's no way I could ever believe she could be converted and redeemed. Well, you know what? We continued to love her. I'd shovel their snow for them. My daughter would take cookies down there. And then when they hit a problem, they faced a tumultuous time with one of their children. She called me, and I still can hear her in my mind. She said, Larry, help! Well, I went down because I had won a place in her heart or a platform of love and care. I sat with her and her husband. Do you know, reaching out to her son and everything, do you know that they came to the Lord? And when we moved away from the D.C. area, honestly, she was wiping away almost like tears that we were going because they had come to Christ and they had come to accept things. Why? Because we overcame evil with good. I want to say the mandate of the Lord and the model of Charlie Kirk. Let's love people, respect people, refuse to give in to any political violence or rhetoric that destroys people. But let's believe God that by this, all men will know you're my disciples. You'll have love for one another. And we're going to see people redeemed and changed because God uses us as his ambassadors.
Hey friends, if you felt this video was helpful, make sure you like and subscribe so you get notified once new videos become available. Thanks.